What's up, guys? Welcome back to Keep Forging, where we help business professionals who are crushing it in their business, but have become complacent in their stagnant health habits and in their fractured relationships, but who want to start winning again in those areas. My name is Eric Tilley, and I'm a certified nutrition coach and personal trainer, and an absolute fanatic about seeing men be the men that they desire to be. And today we're going to be talking about how to absolutely jack your own human growth hormone all naturally. And before we do get started, please remember to click that subscribe button. It costs absolutely nothing to subscribe, but the payoff could be priceless to the other men in your life and others around the world that need our message and that would benefit from hearing our show. And that's the only way we grow, is if you subscribe and share this show. So share this with the ones you love. All right. So in a world today where HGH and testosterone replacement is just completely overused. And hear me when I say there are reasons and times for testosterone replacement and things like that. But man, it is just way overused these days. It's being just a crutch or just the quick fix. It's being used by kids way too young. If you're giving yourself human growth hormone, guess what your body does? It quits producing it. It says, oh, I don't need it. It's already here, so I don't need it. So it can be a very dangerous road to travel down. So be very careful if you do decide to go down that road, and make sure you go with a doctor who cares about you and not just your dollars. Okay, so there are some great ways to naturally increase your own HGH. And I will say by far, the best way is going to be prolonged fasting. All right, you got to get past the 16 hours. You got to get past the 24 hours. Right when you hit the 16th hour of fasting, what starts to happen is your body starts to go into autophagy, which is cellular reproduction, recycling. The best way I've heard it described, it would be like, say that you bought produce, your fruits and vegetables, and you put them in your fridge, and after some time, some of those, they just expired, all right? And you took them and you just shoved them to the back of the fridge, and then you went out and bought some new produce. And then some of that started to expire, and you shoved it to the back of the fridge, and you bought some new produce. You could imagine what would start to happen after time of all that expired food that just sat back there and continued to grow bacteria and things like that. It would get pretty bad. It would start to grow all over everything else, right? Well, that's basically what our cells do. Our cells are dying off, and new cells are being produced all the time. But those old cells are being shoved kind of into our fat cells, and they're being just kind of left there and discarded. And so what autophagy is cleaning out the fridge. So autophagy is basically removing the old dead cells or recycling them into new, better cells. And that's huge benefit for us. Plus, that is typically locked inside of our fat cells. So you disrupt the fat cells when you fast, and that releases the toxins in the old dead cells. Very, very cool process. And our body naturally does this. However, it doesn't really start. It starts right around that 16th hour of fasting. But here's what happens also. When your own human growth hormone production starts to increase right around that time also. But it's kind of like a bell curve. It doesn't do a whole lot, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Then you hit that 16th hour and you start to go up. But here's what happens. Once you get to 24, 36, 48 hours, it skyrockets. So the autophagy process is skyrocketing. And at the exact same time, your own human growth production is exponentially raising. I'm talking about 1,000 to 2,000% HGH. All right, and even higher for women. So this is a big deal, because while we're fasting and we're wanting to shed some fat, basically you can't really add muscle and lose fat at the same time. There's some little things here and there, some minor little things that, maybe there's some muscle, but for the most part, you're eating in a calorie deficit to shed fat. And in order to grow muscle, you're having to eat in a calorie surplus. But here, when you are increasing your own human growth hormone by 1,000 or 2,000%, well, guess what? Now you can really hold on to as much muscle as possible while you are shedding the fat. After I do, and you can do this up to, I say 60 to 72 hours. After that point, you kind of want to eat again, unless you're doing it for religious reasons or other things. But comparing here to muscle gain, muscle loss, fat loss, that equation hits somewhere around that, 64 to 72 hours. And I'm telling you, if I've had an off week or gone on a cruise or done something where maybe I've put in a little too much stuff I shouldn't have or this and that, and do a 2-day supported fast where you are remaining in autophagy for 2 days, I will wake up in the morning jacked. I mean, the blood is pumping through my veins and I feel incredible. It takes more energy to digest food than anything else in the human body. So when you give your digestive system a break, and I'm not talking about just 12, 14, 16 hours, I'm talking about you got to get into that 36-hour, 48-hour, 60-hour time frame. You feel like you can fly. Now, I choose to do a supported fast where I do take in some calories during that time. You can do an all water fast, whatever you want to do, but getting yourself into autophagy, getting yourself when you can spike your own human growth hormone. And trust me, this is a big deal with guys, especially in the gym. They think, what are you talking about? You don't eat for 2 days. I will lose all of my muscle. It's just not true. It's not true if you do it right. And you can Google this, go look it up, the correlation between autophagy and HGH production, and it will blow your mind. So, I hope that helps you guys out. I hope you look at fasting a little bit different, where it's not just a time to starve yourself. That is not the point of fasting. That is not why I fast. I stay around 8% body fat, and I do not need to lose a pound of fat. I fast in order to get the toxins out, to clean the fridge, and in order to spike my own HGH. I mean, I'm over 50, so I've never taken HGH. I've never taken any testosterone therapy. And again, not saying that it's not needed in some situations, but for the last 8 years, I have been practicing this, and I've been jacking my own HGH once a week. And when I say 36 hours, you think that's a long time. It's really only 1 day. So around Saturday night at dinner is Saturday night's the last meal I will eat. And when Sunday comes, I do my supported fast all day long. Now, once you hit 7:30 on Sunday, you've already gone 24 hours, right? Just go to bed. Just go to bed. That's the easiest fasting possible, because while you're sleeping, and then wake up Monday morning around 7:30, and guess what? That's 36 hours. So you're really only fasting 1 day, and the benefit is immense, I tell you. So I hope that helps you guys today. I hope you look at fasting, prolonged fasting, a little bit different. And if that has given you any value at all, please share this show. That is how we will grow, guys. And remember, there is not just one silver bullet in your health or in your life that's going to fix everything, but there are many golden BBs. And gold is more valuable than silver. And you are more valuable than both in the eyes of God. God bless and keep forging.